10% Human: How Your Body's Microbes Hold the Key to Health and Happiness by Alanna Collen. Introduction. Hey everyone, and welcome back to DeftU Insights. Today, we're diving deep into a topic that's been profoundly reshuffling our understanding of health and human biology, the incredible, complex world living inside each of us. For centuries, we've operated under the assumption that our bodies are entirely our own, governed by our genes and our individual choices. But what if that perspective is only scratching the surface? What if there's an entire universe of life within you, profoundly influencing your mood, your metabolism, your immunity, and even your thoughts? The truth is, we are not singular beings. We are bustling ecosystems, superorganisms teeming with trillions of microscopic partners. And modern science is finally revealing just how deeply intertwined our health is with these unseen allies. Today, we're extracting 5 powerful, universal lessons from this new frontier of understanding. Insights that don't just explain our bodies, but offer practical wisdom for navigating the unique health challenges of the 21st century. These aren't just biological facts. They are principles for living a more integrated, healthier, and happier life. Let's get started. Lesson 1. The Unseen Majority: How your inner world shapes your entire being. For a long time, humanity placed its faith in the supremacy of its own genetic code, believing that our complexity lay solely within our human DNA. But the reality is far more astonishing. Our own cells are vastly outnumbered by the microbial cells that call our bodies home. We're talking a ratio of 10 microbial cells for every 1 human cell. And when you look at the sheer genetic power, our human genes are a tiny fraction, barely 0.5%, of the total functional genes operating within us. The rest belong to our microbial partners: bacteria, fungi, viruses, and archaea. This realization fundamentally shifts our perspective. We aren't just individuals. We are collective entities, superorganisms in constant dialogue with this inner microbial world. Think of your body as a bustling, vibrant city. You, the human, might be the mayor, setting the overall direction. But the true infrastructure, the power grid, the waste management, the security systems, and even the daily commerce are run by countless invisible citizens, your microbes. They are the unsung heroes performing essential services that our own bodies simply can't. These microscopic partners don't just hang around. They are active, indispensable participants in nearly every biological process. They help us digest food, extracting energy and nutrients our own enzymes can't reach. They synthesize vital vitamins, acting as your internal pharmacy. They train and moderate your immune system, teaching it who to fight and who to tolerate. They even communicate with your brain, influencing your mood and cognitive function. If these internal citizens are thriving, the city functions optimally, humming with efficiency. But if their populations dwindle, or if certain problematic factions take over, the entire system feels the strain. It's like a beautifully designed car engine. If the tiny, often overlooked, components like spark plugs or fuel filters aren't working correctly, the whole vehicle sputters, no matter how powerful the main engine. Recognizing this unseen majority isn't about feeling less human. It's about embracing a more expansive, awe-inspiring definition of self. It's about understanding that your well-being isn't solely in your hands, but also in the invisible hands of the trillions of tiny lives you host. Lesson 2. Progress's Paradox: The Unintended Toll of Our Modern World. The 20th century was a triumph for human health. Innovations like vaccines, sanitation, and antibiotics dramatically extended our lifespans, conquering many of the infectious diseases that once decimated populations. We celebrated these victories, understandably so. Yet, with this progress came an unforeseen paradox. As the threat of acute infections receded, a new wave of chronic 21st century illnesses began to surge. Conditions that were once exceptionally rare, allergies, autoimmune diseases, widespread obesity, irritable bowel conditions, and even certain mental health challenges are now commonplace, affecting vast numbers of people. These are not diseases of old age. They frequently affect children and young adults, emerging predominantly in wealthy, industrialized nations. And their rapid rise within a single century suggests they are not primarily genetic flaws, for human evolution moves far too slowly for such a widespread shift. Instead, they appear to be consequences of the very lifestyle changes that brought us prosperity and protection from older threats. Consider the analogy of a gardener who, aiming to protect their prize roses, sprays a powerful broad-spectrum pesticide. It effectively kills the harmful pests, but in doing so, it also wipes out the beneficial insects that pollinate the garden and the soil microbes that enrich the earth. In the short term, the roses look great. In the long term, the entire ecosystem suffers, becoming barren and dependent on artificial interventions. Our journey through modernity mirrors this. Widespread antibiotic use, though life-saving, has broad collateral damage, indiscriminately killing beneficial microbes alongside harmful ones. Our increased focus on hygiene, while preventing infection, has reduced our exposure to a diverse array of environmental microbes. Shifts in diet, emphasizing processed foods over traditional fiber-rich fare, have starved our inner ecosystems. And even modern medical practices around childbirth and infant feeding have inadvertently disrupted the crucial microbial transfers that once laid the foundation for lifelong health. The lesson here is not to abandon progress, but to approach it with greater ecological intelligence. Every powerful tool has unintended consequences. We've focused on eradicating bad germs, but in doing so, we've inadvertently harmed our old friends, the symbiotic microbes with whom we co-evolved and whose presence is essential for training our immune systems and regulating our bodies. Understanding this paradox empowers us to seek solutions that honor our ancient biological partnerships while still leveraging the best of modern science. Lesson 3. Beyond digestion, your gut as the core command center for health. When you think of the gut, you probably picture digestion, breaking down food, absorbing nutrients. But emerging science reveals that your gut is a far more sophisticated and influential organ than we ever imagined. It's not just a digestive tract, it's a core command center for your entire body, deeply involved in immune regulation, metabolic balance, and even your mental and emotional state. Consider your gut as the central control panel for a complex high-tech facility. Inside this panel, about 60% of your body's immune tissue resides, constantly monitoring and communicating. If the wires are frayed or damaged, a phenomenon sometimes called leaky gut, or if the operators are stressed and imbalanced, dysbiosis, signals get crossed and the entire system malfunctions. This can manifest as chronic, low-grade inflammation, an underlying driver for a host of modern ailments. This gut-brain axis is a two-way superhighway. Your gut microbes produce compounds that directly influence your brain chemistry, affecting anxiety levels, mood, and even social behaviors. Imagine your brain sending a message down to your gut saying, "I'm stressed." And in response, your gut microbes might produce substances that either calm you down or, if they're out of balance, send back signals that amplify your distress. We're learning that the bacteria in your gut can even produce neurotransmitter-like chemicals, offering a natural pacemaker for your mood. Furthermore, a healthy, intact gut lining acts as a critical barrier, preventing unwanted molecules, whether from food or microbial byproducts, from leaking into your bloodstream. When this barrier is compromised, your immune system goes on high alert, creating a state of systemic inflammation. This chronic inflammation isn't just uncomfortable, it's implicated in conditions ranging from obesity and diabetes to heart disease, certain cancers, and neuropsychiatric disorders. So, cultivating your gut isn't just about avoiding indigestion, it's about optimizing your body's most vital communication hub. It means strengthening the fortress walls, ensuring the internal guards, immune cells, are well-trained and calm, and fostering a diverse, harmonious community of microbial operators. Understanding your gut as this central command center empowers you to make choices that resonate throughout your entire being, offering a profound pathway to improved physical and mental well-being. Lesson 4. The Forgotten Feast: Nourishing your body by feeding your microbes. We often think about what we eat in terms of how it nourishes us, how much protein, carbs, or fat we're getting. But a groundbreaking insight is that a significant portion of what we consume isn't primarily for our human cells at all. It's for our trillions of microbial partners. And perhaps the most critical, yet often neglected, component of their diet is diverse plant fibers. Picture your gut as an incredibly fertile garden. You, the gardener, want it to flourish with a wide variety of healthy, productive plants. You wouldn't just water it with sugary drinks or sprinkle it with highly refined processed flakes. To truly thrive, this garden needs rich, diverse compost and varied seeds. That's your fiber. Fiber, especially from whole, unprocessed plants, is the essential food that cultivates a robust and diverse microbial ecosystem. When these fiber-loving microbes feast, they don't just survive, they produce an array of beneficial compounds, notably short-chain fatty acids, SCFAs. These SCFAs are like miracle nutrients for your body. They are the primary fuel for the cells lining your colon, keeping your gut walls strong and preventing leaks. They signal to your immune cells, encouraging a calm, balanced response. And they communicate with your fat cells, promoting healthy energy storage and metabolic function. Specific microbes, like Akkermansia mucinifera, flourish on certain fibers and are crucial for maintaining a thick, protective mucus layer in your gut, a key defense against inflammation and weight gain. The irony of our modern diet is that while we've become obsessed with macronutrients and avoiding certain food groups, we've largely starved our inner garden of its most vital ingredient. We've engineered fiber out of much of our food, opting for convenience and taste over microbial sustenance. This shift is deeply implicated in the rise of obesity and metabolic disorders. It's not simply about calories in versus calories out. It's about what your microbial factory absorbs and how it instructs your body to store energy. The lesson, then, is to feed your microbes first. Prioritize whole, unprocessed, diverse plant foods, fruits, vegetables, legumes, whole grains, nuts, and seeds. Think of your plate as an offering to your inner ecosystem. When your microbes are well-fed and diverse, they become powerful allies, helping you extract more nutrients, maintain a healthy weight, regulate your immune system, and even boost your mood. It's a reciprocal relationship. You feed them, and they work tirelessly to nourish and protect you. Lesson 5. The First Seed: Laying a Foundational Microbial Legacy from Birth. The story of our inner world begins not with our first independent breath, but with our very first moments of life. The way we enter the world and what we consume in those critical early months profoundly shapes the foundational microbial ecosystem that will influence our health trajectory for decades to come. This initial microbial seeding is a vital inheritance passed down from mother to child. Imagine building a house. The foundation is absolutely critical. If it's laid on unstable ground with inadequate materials, or if key supports are missing, the entire structure will be prone to cracks, instability, and problems down the line. Similarly, a child's early microbiome is their biological foundation. The most natural and evolutionarily perfected way to establish this foundation is through vaginal birth. As a baby passes through the birth canal, it gets a crucial coating of its mother's beneficial vaginal and gut microbes. These pioneer species, particularly those that thrive on milk sugars, immediately begin to colonize the baby's sterile gut, crowding out potential pathogens and initiating the crucial process of immune system education. This is like laying a perfectly designed, reinforced foundation for the house of health. However, modern medical practices, while often life-saving, can disrupt this ancient microbial transfer. Cesarean sections, for instance, bypass this critical seeding, leading babies to be colonized primarily by skin and environmental microbes from the operating room. This different start has been associated with increased risks for a range of 21st century illnesses, including allergies, autoimmune conditions, and even obesity. Following birth, breast milk acts as the next critical microbial shaper. It's not just food for the baby, it's tailor-made nutrition for its developing microbiota. Breast milk contains unique sugars that the baby can't digest, but which serve as exclusive food for beneficial bacteria, like bifidobacteria. It also contains live bacteria directly transferred from the mother's gut to the breast. These components are like continually enriching the soil of that foundational garden, ensuring the right plants grow and thrive. Infant formula, while providing nutrition, simply cannot replicate this intricate microbial orchestration. The lesson here is profound, especially for prospective parents. Understanding the power of this early microbial legacy empowers informed choices. Prioritizing vaginal birth when medically safe and championing breastfeeding provides children with the vital microbial inheritance essential for their lifelong health. It's about recognizing that we are not just passing on genes, but an entire internal ecosystem, and that consciously nurturing this first seed is one of the most powerful investments we can make in a child's future well-being. Conclusion. We've journeyed through the astounding complexity of our inner world, uncovering 5 powerful insights that redefine what it means to be human and how we approach health in the 21st century. We've seen that we are intricate superorganisms, our lives deeply intertwined with the unseen majority of microbes within us. We've acknowledged the paradox of progress, where modern advancements have inadvertently disrupted these ancient partnerships, giving rise to a new wave of chronic illnesses. We've recognized the gut as the core command center for our immune system, metabolism, and mind. We've understood the vital importance of feeding our microbial allies with diverse plant fibers. And we've grasped the profound impact of early life microbial seeding, laying the foundation for lifelong health. These lessons are not about fear or turning back the clock, but about empowerment and informed action. They encourage us to look beyond simplistic explanations for our health challenges and to embrace a more holistic, ecological perspective. The most motivating takeaway from all of this is that while our genes give us a blueprint, our microbiome offers a dynamic, controllable genetic influence. You hold immense power to shape this inner world through your daily choices. So, how can you start applying these insights? Begin by consciously nourishing your internal ecosystem. Prioritize a diverse, plant-rich diet, gradually increasing your fiber intake. Be judicious with antibiotics, reserving them for when they are truly necessary, and discussing probiotic support with your doctor when you do take them. If you're a parent or planning to be one, understand the profound microbial legacy you pass on through birth and early feeding. By making these intentional shifts, you're not just optimizing your own health, you're actively restoring harmony to a partnership that has shaped life itself for millennia. Thank you for joining us on this insightful journey. If you found these lessons valuable, please hit that like button, share this video, and subscribe to DeftU Insights for more explorations into complex ideas for a better life. Until next time, stay curious, and remember, you are only 10% human, and that's a beautiful thing.